apologies for that. I just stumbled on something. Anyway, let's continue. What was this Veronica? Andre questioned. I heard him mention about you going to first with her earlier this day, which was, well, you encountered those things for the first time. It was her veterinary confession. I took my seat next to her and asked if she could give the book to me once she'll be finished. She answered with a sudden nod of her head. She wasn't really talkative back then, you know. She was the quiet girl who always sat in the back of the class. She went back to reading her book. And much to my surprise, asked me for what I needed. A few minutes later, I explained my situation to her and she offered to help me. I guess your grades improved with her help, Andre wanted to know. They did, Victor confirmed with a smile on his face. If our teacher was surprised by how much I managed to improve thanks to Veronica's tutoring, I introduced her to Simon afterwards and we just started hanging out more. I think we helped her come out of her shell, as right now she's way more talkative than she used to be back when I met her in the library. You could say you both got something good out of this situation, Andre stared with a smile on his face when she was not agreement. What about Jessica? She was the new girl in our school and Simon was assigned to show her around. Teacher chose him for this job because she got the seat next to him, Victor replied. He introduced her to me and Fogar shortly after and the four of us became friends. What about you, Chet? Victor shifted his attention to Andre. Chet, whose day of conversation seemed to be surprised by Victor calling out to him. How did you guys arrive at the farm with Sean, right? There wasn't much to tell, to be honest. Chet rubbed the back of his head as he took away from the path leading to the house. Looked at Victor. You were childhood friends. Our parents knew each other, so it's natural Sean hung out a lot. I see. Why are you asking? I just got curious. How much road we have left? Chet looked away from Victor and rolled a hand and the rest again. It soon recognized a part of the path to his house they were on right now. We're close. Okay. The group of three reached Chet's house shortly afterwards. The group then immediately noticed something off about it had moment it appeared in their view. The front door of the house was wide open. Why is the door to your house wide open? Victor asked as he shifted his gaze from Chet's house to Chet. I don't know. Chet shook his head. Mama always lost the door. Mama always lost the house this late at night. A look of worry formed on his face as he uttered those words. Not coming by the house, he pushed himself into a running position towards his house. He paid no attention to how dangerous it was and how bad it is rushing into his house without a weapon. His mama's safety was the only thing that mattered to him. Chet! Andre shouted as he and Victor wasted no time and ran after Chet the moment he split up from them. He and Victor followed Chet into the house and saw Chet standing in the middle of the room looking around himself in worry. Mama, Chet called out for his mom. Are you here? He unfortunately didn't get the answer he was hoping because silence was the only thing he received in response to his call. He signed the silence in his house, making him even more worried. Chet! Andre called out to him. Made him turn around and look at him. Chet looked at Victor and Andre with an apologetic look on his face. The moment he said, "Awesome, I'm sorry for leaving you two out there. I just stopped thinking about anything else and checking if my mama was safe at the moment I saw the door was open. I just don't do this again, okay?" Andre shook his head, saying, laying out a sign. He understood why Chet acted in such a way, but it's still reckless of him to run out of the house without him and Victor. What do we do now? We should split up and search the house for Chet's mom. This way we could check the house faster, Andre suggested as Chet and Victor nodded, agreeing with this there. You two will go together and I will go alone. He pointed to his left to let Victor and Chet know which part of the house they should search. I'll check the other side. Alright, Victor replied as Chet nodded to show Andre. their understanding of his idea. Not wanting to waste the time, the group split up and went to check the parts of the house, hoping to find something they could lead to them to Chet's mom. Victor and Chet made sure to check every corner of their part of the house, but unfortunately they weren't able to find anything that could take them to Chet's mother. The only signs they were able to find were signs of a fight. The two stopped dead in their tracks once they heard a noise coming from a closed room not too far from them. They slowly approached the door and heard someone banging their fists against it. The two exchanged looks and nodded, knowing what part of the house they should check next. Victor readied himself to use the pistol he had just in case he had to use it. As Chet reached the door handle with his hand, he slowly opened the door to the room from which all the noise was coming from. Mom? He didn't get a chance to peek into the room because it was when an undead shoved itself towards him, letting out a large snarl as it did. Chet! Victor shouted as in alarm at the moment he saw the undead shove itself at Chet. He reached out for Chet and grabbed him by the back of his shirt. He took Chet out of the undead's way before it could reach him. Chet looked at Victor and hit him a grateful look, knowing that if it was for Victor and his arrest, and this would undoubtedly sink his teeth into his neck. The undead stumbled forward after its target was taken out of its way. It slowly turned around to face Victor and Chet and snarled, went off its wanting teeth to them. Victor raised the pistol and aimed it at the undead, remembering what Andre told him earlier this day about a bullet to the head killing those things instantly. He let out a deep breath, readying himself to take the shot, and was about to pull the trigger. He didn't get a chance to fire the pistol though, because it was when it allowed himself from someone firing the shotgun running across the house. The shell hit the undead square in the head, making its head explode to dozens of pieces and killing it instantly. The undead, now lies with its body, collapsed on the floor with a loud thud, revealing on to be standing behind it where it used to stand a second ago with a smoking shotgun. You okay? Andre asked Victor and Chet. The bone of the undead body landed on the floor, lowering his shotgun. Yeah. Victor nodded his head, lowering the pistol. I'm okay. Chet assured Andre that the undead didn't harm him and looked at Victor. Thanks. This team would have gotten me if you didn't grab me. No problem. Victor nodded back at him. Chet turned away from him and began to make his way into a room from which the undead came out. Victor on front of them. The two of them waited to use the gun to escape, and the undead was hiding there. What they saw in the room made all of them freeze on the spot. They saw an old woman in her 50s laying on the floor with a large pool of blood underneath it. Her stomach was torn open, leaving her insides visible. Mama! Chet screamed in horror once he saw his mother laying on the floor of the room with a hole in her stomach. Jesus! Andre shook his head. A gruesome scene in front of them as Victor glanced away from it. Even cutting someone's hand off couldn't have prepared them to see a person with their guts out on the floor. Mama! Chet's voice was barely heard from Andre and Victor as he quickly made his way to his mom. He knelt down in front of her and shook her by her white shoulder just so attempt to wake up. His voice was so shaky he uttered another "Mama." Victor and Andre watched the scene in front of them with sad looks on their faces as neither of them wanted to think what was going through Chet's head. They exchanged glances, thinking how they should handle this situation. What should he do? Leave Chet alone in his house in the morning, try to go back to the farm with you and Andre? Okay. I'm gonna take a break for me real quick. Victor stared at Chet, making his decision to convince him to go with him and Andre back to Herschel's farm. He knew they couldn't just leave him all by himself. More of those things could arrive at this place anytime soon, and he thought that Chet would be able to take care of the tension in such a state. Chet, he began as he approached Chet from behind and put a comforting hand on his shoulder. I can't say I understand what you're going through right now, but you can't say you have to keep living for your mother. He's right, Chet. Andre agreed with it, looking at Chet with a pitiful look on his face. Knowing your mother, she won't want you to give up. She will want you to keep living. Chet looked over his shoulder and looked at Victor and Andre. He nodded his head at them to let them know he will come with them without saying any words to them. He looked back at his mother and placed his hand on his neck, lowering his head slightly. Goodbye, Mama. I love you. After saying his one last farewell to his mother, he got up into a standing position and walked past Victor and Andre and making his way out of the room. Victor and Andre were about to fall in, but a snarl sounded in front of them made them stop in their tracks. They felt how their eyes widened once they realized what was making that sound. It was just mother. She had changed into one of those things. Victor and Andre exchanged glances after realizing what had just happened. Knowing what had to be done. Good thing Chet walked out of the room because he wouldn't have to witness this. Victor walked out of the room, intending to join Chet outside as Andre came close to Chet's mother and aimed his shotgun at her. He pulled the trigger and his shotgun fired. The shell hit Chet's mother right in the head, pulling her out of misery. Andre looked down at Chet's deceased mother for one last time and let out a sign. Wishing things turned out differently than they did, he turned away from her and pushed himself into a walk, beginning to make his way out of the house. He joined Chet and Victor on the porch a few seconds later. Chet and Victor looked at him for a second before making their way down the porch. As Andre watched how Victor and Chet started to make their way back to Herschel's farm, he closed the door to Chet's mom's house, making sure more of those things wouldn't get into it anytime soon and follow them, wanting to return to the farm as soon as possible. The walk back to Herschel's farm was a complete silent walk, as no one for the group of three was in the mood to talk about what happened in Chet's house. Victor and Andre thought about asking Chet how he was doing right now, but Andre decided to stay silent, allowing him to mourn his mother in silence. Their journey back to the farm was uneventful, as they definitely didn't come across any single undead on the way back to the farm. After arriving at the farm, they saw Herschel, Sean, and R talking with each other about something, but no one from the group of three was really interested in learning about the subject of the conversation right now. Veronica, Jessica, Lee, and Quentin were nowhere to be seen. They must have already gone to sleep at this point. Herschel, Sean, and Otto stopped the conversation and brought their attention towards Victor, Andre, and Chet as soon as they saw them making their way back from the family farm. Back to the family farm. Chet? Herschel seemed confused by Chet's returning to the farm. Why are you with them? I thought you were staying with your mother. Sean looked at Chet in a worried look when he noticed a sudden expression on his friend's face. Is everything alright, man? We found his mom, Andre replied for Chet with a sad look on his face. One of those things got to her before we got to her house. We couldn't do anything to save her. She was already dead when we arrived at the house. Chet spoke out for the first time since they left his house in a tearful tone, as the three members of the Green family seemed shocked by what they just learned from Andre. I wanted to stay with her, but Victor and Andre convinced me to go back with them. I'm sorry to hear that, Chet. Herschel offered Chet his condolences. I truly am. Your mother was a good friend of my family for many years. You can stay on our farm for as long as you want, man. Sean immediately offered Chet to stay on the farm, looking at his friend in pity. When Herschel didn't say anything about this, he realized his dad had nothing against it. Come on. I'll put his hand on Chet's shoulder as he understood his father's silence. For line Chet's on the farm now. Let's take you to the house. Herschel watched how Andre and Sean took Chet into his farmhouse and looked back at Andre and Victor. Good thing you brought him back to my farm. We couldn't have just left him out there. How? Who knows what would happen to him if we left him alone to mourn? Herschel nodded his head at Andre and looked at Victor. If you're wondering where your friends are, I thought guys went to the barn to get some sleep short after you left with Andre and Chet. Jessica and Simon will be staying in my house for the night just in case the son needs anything. Alright, Victor nodded and understand, bowed his head to Herschel and a grateful man. Thank you for everything, Herschel. Words can't express how much I'm grateful you saved my friend's life. Herschel nodded his head back at him. He turned away from Victor and Andre and followed Arnold. Sean and Chet into the farmhouse. Andre and Victor looked at each other and exchanged glances, coming to a mutual decision to get some rest after the slaughter without exchanging any words with each other. Victor gave Andre his pistol back, no longer having to wield it. Andre went into his clothes to get some sleep as Victor made his way into the barn. He saw Veronica, Lee, and Clovis sleeping close to each other right after entering it. Kenny and his family were nowhere to be seen, too tired to even wonder where they were sleeping in the barn right now. Victor quietly walked over to Veronica, making sure not to wake anyone up. He sat down next to Veronica and looked down at his sleeping friend. Her hair was no longer tied into her ponytail, and her glasses were no longer over her nose and were instead laying on the ground next to her. He lay down next to her a second later, making sure not to lay down on Veronica's glasses, and closed his eyes, trying to get some sleep after the long day. The last voice that flew through his head before trying to see boy, what a bloody day. Hey, get up. The sound of Kenny's voice woke Victor up from his slumber. He let out a yawn as he opened his eyes and saw the familiar man standing above him. He stretched as he got up from his sleeping spot. Lee, Clementine, and Veronica, who were walking by Kenny too, followed his example. Veronica picked up her glasses from the ground and put them over her nose before getting herself back onto her feet. I'm itchy, Clementine stared, scratched her left hand with her right one. Well, you slept in a barn the late. Lucky you don't have spiders in the hill. Kenny explained as he looked at Clementine. Clementine gasped and immediately checked if she had spiders in the hill. But I bet your daddy scared them all away, huh? I'm not her dad. Name's Lee. I'm Kenny. Kenny introduced himself to him and looked at Victor Veronica. Nice to see you two again. I heard about your friend surviving his wound from yesterday. I'm glad to know he's alright. You and me both, Victor replied as Veronica nodded in agreement, tying her hair back into her usual ponytail. Dad! Doc went to her room. We're gonna build a fence, and this time there's a tractor and everything. Well, we better get going or we won't hear the end of it. Kenny said. The group of 6 walked out of the barn right after Lee, Clementine, and Kenny walked in front of Veronica and Victor as Kenny introduced his son to Lee and Clementine. When Lee voiced his confusion about Kenny calling his son Doug, he gave the same explanation as he gave Victor and Veronica yesterday. Good morning to you, Veronica said to Victor as Lee and Kate continued the conversation. Good morning to you too. Veronica. Victor nodded his head at her. Did something happen after I left with Andre and Chet? Not really. I shall patch up Lee's leg and we all went to sleep right after. Victor nodded his head at her and scanned his phone. He saw Doug standing in front of a woman assuming Kenny's wife. He saw Andre lean against his police cruiser shoulder after Andre saw him looking his way and nodded his head. And Victor nodded back and proceeded to eye his surroundings. He saw Sean and Chet stand together in the distance, having a conversation with each other. What's Chet doing here? It didn't take long for Veronica to notice Chet. A confusion formed on her face. I thought you and Andre walked her. Words died in his throat before she could finish the sentence. A grim look on Victor's face made her quickly realize why Chet was still on the farm. Oh, I see. Victor shook his head. I don't even want to think what happened to what the poor guy's going through. Me too. Was it bad out there when you reached the house? Yeah. Victor not wanting to go into details as he knew it would be better for Veronica if she didn't know about Chet's mother having her store would open by the undead. Understanding Victor didn't want to go into detail about what happened last night at Chet's house and not wanting to know how much about it herself, Veronica changed the subject of the conversation to something else. Do you think Simon's awake? What? The word is you're on your way to Macon. Victor didn't get a chance to answer Veroca's question brought Lee brought their attention towards him. My family's from the hill, Lee replied as he and the West stopped him for a Hatcher and Duck. Well, Macon's on the way, and personally, I appreciate a guy who can knock a couple of heads. Kay offered to take Lee and Clementine to Macon. Lee smiled at the offer, nodding his head. Sure, we'll tag along. It's a plan then. Kay smiled back and looked at Victoria. What about you two? Will you and your friends join us? We'll think about it. Victor nodded his head. Kay softly asked Veronica nodded in agreement. At first, they wanted to discuss this matter with Jessica, Simon, and possibly Andre, depending if the police was willing to tag along. Alright. Kay nodded in the sand and turned around to look at his left son. Honey, Duck, this is Lee, and what's the girl's name? Clementine, Lee replied as Clementine hid behind his leg. Clementine, Kay repeatedly. You all know Victor Veronica. Katja smiled at Clementine. That's a pretty name. Thanks. It was when the door to the farmhouse was open. Everyone brought their attention towards and saw a smiling Jessica walking out of the farmhouse. Her mood was clearly much better than it was yesterday. She was followed by Simon, and the two walked down the porch. He had a bandage wrapped around where his hand was supposed to be, but other than that, he looked completely fine. A smile grew on Victor's face the moment he saw his best friend. The view of his best friend alive and on his feet made a wave of happiness and relief go through his entire body. Simon, hey! Simon smiled at Victor Veronica. Victor walked over to him and hugged him, having the biggest smile on his face he had since yesterday. You have no idea how good it is to see you alive. I would have forgiven you myself if my idea ended up killing you. Don't dwell on it, Vic. Simon hugged his best friend back. It saved my life in the end. That's what matters. Yeah, Victor nodded his head at him and released his friend from the hug, allowing Veronica to make her move. Don't worry us like that ever again, Veronica said as she hugged Simon. Okay? Understood. Veronica released Simon from the hug and pointed at his stump. How does it feel? Like I still have it. Simon gave her an odd sense, looking where his hand was supposed to be. I'm wiggling my fingers right now. Sean walked over to the group. Well, we should get to work. We're all seeing what those things can do. So the faster we get this fence up, the better. I want to be the fence. Sean looked at Duck and smiled. Well, yeah, I need a good foreman. You can sit on the tractor and help me whenever I take a water break. On the tractor? Cool! Duck and I will hop to it, Sean says, as he and Duck turned away from everyone else and started to make their way towards the fence. The group split up to do their own way. Clementine sat down next to Katja, and the other two of them started talking to each other about Clementine's school. Kenny walked over to his car and started working on something in the front, probably checking if the car was good to go, and Veronica, Jessica, and Simon walked over to Simon's van, sat down on the ground, and leaned against the vehicle, beginning to talk with each other about something. Victor remained in his place as he looked around and eyed the people around him, wondering who he should talk with right away. He could talk with Katja and Clementine or Kenny and learn something more about them. He could try talking with Chet too, as Chet wasn't doing anything right now. This way he could learn how the children was feeling the day after finding his mother. He could talk with Andre too. He still remembered the suspicious look Andre gave Lee after Lee left at the farm. Who should Victor talk with? Who should Kenny and who should Lee talk with? And we're halfway done with chapter 1. Simon, Veronica, and Jessica stopped the conversation they were having with her when they saw Lee walk over to them. They looked up at him when he stopped in front of them, wondering why he was approaching them. Hey there, Lee greeted, looking down at them. Hey, Sun greeted him back. Jessica pointed at Lee. How's your leg doing? It was pretty bad shape last night. I'm doing better right now. Thanks to herself. Jessica smiled and nodded. I'm glad to hear it. How did you find yourselves on the phone? Lee asked curiously. Andre brought us here, Veronica replied as she pointed at Andre, who was minding his own business by his cruiser. Simon was in serious need of medical help after we had to cut his hand off. Simon held up his hand to prove I had point as Walker continued. And Andre knew the right person for the job. We not understanding asked him about another question. Are you from around here? No, Jessica shook her head. We're from Missouri. Missouri? You are far from home. Walker nodded in agreement. It took us several hours to reach Georgia. What are you doing in Georgia? Lee wanted to know. My family owns a house not too far. Sorry about that. My family owns a house not too far from Herschel's farm. Simon began his explanation. I figured that it would be a nice trip to take my friends from high school out on a trip here and show them around, because none of them have been in Georgia before, he signed. I just didn't expect things would turn out the way they did. You shouldn't feel good about wanting to show your friends around Georgia, Lee explained. Lee replied. Nobody could have predicted the Walkers were up here. Walkers? Walker tilted her head just like at the name Lee used. Yeah, Lee explained why he chose the name for those things like that. All they seem to do is walk. Walkers, Simon repeated after Lee nodded. He said, seems fitting. Simon said you are after high school. Lee pointed out, are you attending a college? I'm studying to be an ecologist. Mark replied. Ecologist? Lee asked, curious to why. I was interested in nature for a good portion of my life. My interest was spotted when I was 9 with an incident which I won't describe because it was really embarrassing. Vlogger explained as Simon just grinned at her, knowing the details of the incident Veronica was talking about. After this incident, I ended up receiving a lecture of a lifetime from my parents, but they did bought me my first. They did buy me my first book about nature the next day. I see, Lee nodded understanding as he smiled after seeing the grin Simon Jessica gave. Something good came out of it in the end then. I smiled back and nodded in confirmation. You could say that. I'm attending school of physical education, Simon gave his answer. I was always good at sports. I just figured it would be best for if I went to a school like this. In my free time, I was making some extra money at my uncle's cafe, which was not too far from the school. You should try coffee made by Simon's uncle. It's the best coffee I've ever tasted. Simon's coffee, not so much either. His uncle's tutoring definitely paid off. I still have a lot to learn if I want to reach my uncle's levels, though, Simon stated. And looked at Jessica. What about you, Jessica? My family isn't really wealthy. They couldn't afford to put me through college. Jessica replied as Lee nodded understanding. Right now, I'm working as a lifeguard at the local swimming pool. Why a lifeguard? It just seemed like the best choice for me at the moment. What about your other friend? Lee asked. After Jessica gave her answer, Victor, right? Consider his choice of college. He'll probably end up having a boring desk job. Somebody replied, smiling. Having a boring just is better than anything and everything Timothy was doing. The things their entire family had to go through because of him. The school replied as she shook her head at the thought to eat, not realizing what she had just said until it was too late. Her eyes widened when she realized it was Imola son's smile from his face and was replaced with a grim look. Veronica had a grim look on her face too. We thought about asking them who Timothy was for a second, but also backed out because it must have been a touchy subject for Victor, and he told her they would give him the answer, considering that they had just met him. Victor walked over to Andre as he decided to talk with him. He just wanted to make sure if Andre really knew something about Lee, or his eyes were playing a trick on him yesterday. Hey, Andre. Victor. Andre nodded his head at Victor. Do you need anything? Can I talk to you about something? Victor asked. Sure. What is it? Okay, hold on.